What is up, gamers? It is the Master Blaster Ematix here with another VoD review. And so today we are watching, right, Valiant here as he plays Killjoy on Ascent. Now, honestly, on Ascent, the best Sentinel in my opinion is Killjoy because her mollies are really good. There's some lineups you can throw, right? Her ultimate's really good on offense and defense. So I think she's literally one of the best agents to play on this map. So let's just get on right to it, right? Let's see what's that. Let's kind of see what rank we're looking at here. It was
Y'all wanna hear?
Silver 3 or 1. I don't even know what the fuck that is. That's insane. I think that's
Freestyle.
Silver 1. So yeah, all right, we're looking at Silver 1 Killjoy main. All right. So let's just start. I know you guys hear the sirens in the background. It's really, really cool. There's a very cool fire department that's right down the street from me. But looks like you're going for the turrets, alarm bot, and molly. Now, in my personal opinion, right, and you don't have to follow this, you can just get double molly instead of the alarm bot, or you skip out on the armor, save 200 bucks, and get double molly alarm bot. Now, the reason why I like that is because it offers a lot of good like cover, right? Because you can easily like save your alarm bot for the next round as well. But you can cover cat, you can cover A main with your turret. Lots of things you can do with it, right? But anyways, this is pistol round, and so we know they're going to be either going like for the most part fast B or fast A, and because of that, if they go fast B and you put all your shit on A, it would kind of just be a waste of money, right? So usually I go for double molly. I'll usually put one molly down, as well as my my turret, since obviously the turret comes for free. But or you can also do this and just kind of save your utility until you hear them, right? Kind of have an idea where you want to put your utility at. Listen for them A main, and if you do hear them, put it down. But anyways, let's get started with this. Let's just fast forward to the start of this pistol round, and you're doing the very standard alarm bot and molly towards door, but the positions of the molly and the alarm bot, in my opinion, are flipped. So the reason why it's flipped, right, is because you want your alarm bot first to be your indicator, and then you want to pop the molly behind it, so when they're shooting your alarm bot, they don't shoot your molly on accident. Here, the alarm bot might come into the molly, right, because it's gonna move, and it might just shoot. Like when they shoot the alarm bot, they might shoot the molly as well. That's just something to keep in mind.
So you just named your character or like your gamer tag is just WWW. Yo, there's me.
Yeah.
And as we can see, they're going B, right? And okay, so we can, if you're looking at the mini, like you should be looking at the mini map right here, and I'm assuming or actually I'm hoping that's what you're doing because you're staring at the wall. And you should see there's at least 3 there: Sage, Phoenix, and the Reyna, right? Because we see the Reyna flash and we saw the Sage and the Phoenix on the mini map. So you should probably be quickly rotating over, right?
Hang on.
And the call is there, and there's 4 there, so it's safe to assume that they are there. So I like how you're not over-rotating yet, but we can safely assume in this silver bracket that they're probably going to be all going together as 5 for the most part, right? This was higher elo. I'd say maybe just kind of wait to see if someone's looking on A, but like I said, this silver,
They're all low.
they're more than likely going to stick together.
One speedway.
That was a late call by your Omen.
One boat.
That just sucks, but it's alright.
Not using.
Okay.
Wait, did I? No, I didn't.
So if you've ever watched any of my previous VoD reviews, and I say this now all the time, for some reason people in low elo just love like not full buying second round. Like there's no reason not to full buy here because you guys are gonna have better, hopefully better guns, and if not better guns, you have better shields, and if not better shields, then you have better utility, right? All your abilities, you should be able to full buy. So yeah, that's basically it, right?
No, we didn't.
So these are standard molly spots. Again, I would
Not me, though.
I would reverse the molly and the alarm bot, and then you don't have a gun. So like this is like really bad, and you don't want to get in the habit of doing this, right? Of saving second round after you win pistol, because there's literally no point. You're literally giving them a free round That should be a very quick and easy win for you guys. And then the third round, right? Because you guys can easily lose the pistols here with no fucking guns, right? But on the third round, they're gonna upgrade their guns if they haven't bought here, they haven't forced up, and you guys can keep your shit guns like your stingers and your specters and everything, right, to bonus, right? And the reason why we do that is because if we play our advantages right, where stinger and specters play better in the close range than the vandals or the phantoms, you have a chance of winning the round, right? And even if they do win that round, it's like, okay, it's almost as if we did a gun versus gun round and they just won it, right? But then once we get real guns, right, we can do a lot of damage. So usually, like, you're not doing any damage by saving here because they're probably going to save, right? So even if you win this round, they're still going to buy next round if they're saving. Now, if they force buy here, they win this round, they can kind of build a lot of economy if you guys don't kill a lot because, again, you guys have shit guns. So that's something like that's how
Although I did actually
your
a little
thought
bit
process needs to start
Yo, I got stuck.
forming, right?
I'm coming over right now.
And so, like, you shouldn't be peeking this at all. Like, you have a classic. There's no reason for you to be peeking this. You can literally hide in this corner, right? You have an alarm bot for when they come up cat, and if they try to close door, your turret can kind of see up cat, right? Not really, if they wide swing. And it also holds the A-man entrance. So you really don't need to spot anything. The only thing you got to make sure is they don't get here, because you have a whole bunch of shit here that covers everything else, right? So peeking here, very unnecessary.
He smoked off cat.
One cat, okay. Fuck. There's a lot of guys.
One cat.
So again, like, this guy just fucking right-clicked you to death. Imagine if you had a better gun there, because you got 3 shots off. Like, if you just had an automatic weapon there, you probably just spray this guy down, and then you just waste, $600 on util that you didn't even get the pop yet. So again, it's just like a waste. Like, you should be full buying here. You can't stress that enough, because that's how we lose rounds. And look at that, you guys did lose that round. So this is also something you need to do. You also don't always have to play A, right? If your Sage is going to play A, it's better to put you B so you guys have a sentinel on both sides. Now, Sage is not, like, not going to be as cool at holding down the site as Cypher or Killjoy, but her entire kit lets her slow down the push because she can put her wall up before they can break it, right? And that's just really important because that can kill like 20-30 seconds if they don't want to break the wall. And most of the time in low elo, people don't like breaking the wall. They're like, oh, we can't give away our position, so we should break the wall, or something stupid along those lines, which it just blows my mind that people think like that. But yeah, so you should probably start thinking of going towards B in order to lock down that site, and then letting your Reyna and your Phoenix and your Omen kind of like roam around doing their own thing. Having you both on A literally does nothing for anyone. Cat. So you need to stop peeking here, right? Like, you need you're low, right? Literally 2 body shots with a Vandal or with a Phantom kills you right here. All you need to do is after you get that hill, just relax. We know they're coming up cat. Worry about your tree possibly because your turret's down. You have an alarm bot and 2 mollies near the door entrance. Like, you don't need to focus on aim in because you have your Sage here.
One short.
And
Tree, I mean.
Hey, man.
I got spike.
Hey, man.
like, how about instead of being heaven, once this is smoked off, try repositioning to a better spot to back up your Sage, Like, you just got to kill up here. Your Phoenix is also up here. You guys are just cluttering a heaven. Once that's smoked, right, you see no one pushing in, try to get maybe behind behind Jenny, back up your Sage. If your Sage dies like she does right here, swing out and kill her. Or, sorry, trade her death. As well as stop spraying the smoke. Like, okay, once in a blue moon you get a kill through smoke. Doesn't mean you should always shoot a smoke every time. Like, sometimes it's better just to have, full ammo in order to get ready to swing off of your Sage's contact, because your Sage is in an advanced position compared to you, and you need to be able to trade off of her contact, right? Again, another advanced concept that you need to learn if you ever want to play at a higher level.
Oh no, he's
One
waiting
enemy
right.
remaining. Found them. Bomb grenade out.
They got the spike.
Took bomb, he took bomb.
They're from tree.
Okay, like we know this guy was tree. This guy could literally be here, right? He could literally be up tree garden area. He could be garden CT area right here. So when you run, like you gotta anticipate that he could be here, right? If you don't assume, like if you don't have any eyes on where he was last seen at, right? Like you gotta assume he could be close on you, and because of that, you need to have your gun out as soon as you come around this corner. Just because he could be peeking you, and it's also arena, so you also want to kind of group up and go together if you're gonna go quick, because you want to be able to get traded out, so he doesn't use a heal. Okay, so you do bring your gun out, but you're not looking in the correct spots. Okay, and so he went up cat towards mid, and so he just had a nice shot on you, right?
She's
And again, if we had people coming with us, right, like tell your Phoenix, hey, go Phoenix, tell me he was last seen cat, like he got bombed from cat, like let's just come together and let's trade out. Like sometimes you have to be in control because these other bots in like silver, bronze, gold don't know what the fuck they're doing, right? So you need to kind of guide them and tell them what you need from them, right? They're not going to know what to do most of the time. So as I'm giving you this information and teaching you how to, understand these different concepts, you got to start having others help you apply these concepts a little bit better, right? Like tell them what you need from them. So every time now, I expect you to tell people what to do in order to,
Everyone
have a
note
better
down
chance of winning the
observations,
round.
Then let's run it again.
No, just get a stinger. Like they're buying here, right? Ask for a buy. Like ask for a buy from your Phoenix, right? There's no shame in asking for a buy, right? That way you can get your full utility. You can get a gun. You get full armor. Like there's no reason to save here, right? Like there's no reason just buying a sheriff. Guys, I can't buy, and because I can't buy, I'm not gonna buy anything. My entire team, yeah, they're buying, but I'm just gonna get a sheriff. Like that's just real cool and fun, and yeah, it's really super awesome because that's like armor and then like full shields.
possibly get a buy.
Excellent, thank you for asking. I love you so much.
Alarm bots out.
But even okay, you gotta buy now. Buy fucking full shields for the love of fucking god.
Placing sword out of charges.
There's no way. Why not buy full shields? Do you think shields are just for fun? Like, do you think they're just gimmicks? Like 150 compared to 125 is so big, right? Because with 125 you get bodied by the Phantom in 4 shots instead of 5, right? Obviously with the Vandal it doesn't really matter because it's still 4 no matter what. But like that 25 shield literally does so much wonders.
Placing sentry.
And then crosshair placement. Alright, so this is one thing I haven't noticed yet because you really haven't fought anyone on even ground. But your crosshair placement is really, really, really low, right? We want to put our crosshair where their head's going to be at, right? Because their head's going to be like around up here. Okay, so you need to shift your crosshair up that, because if you were to flick over, like let's say for some reason this wall wasn't here and someone comes into your screen, right? Head's going to be like right here. You would have to flick at a diagonal line, which is further, right, than if your crosshair was up here and you just have to flick across, right? Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Obviously, if these two together are greater than this, or is equal to this, then you should obviously have it up here already, and it's just a shorter distance, right? So that's just kind of how you got to think about it and how math is kind of involved in Valorant. Very cool and fun, I know. All right, let's continue on.
Bot coming back. Bot coming back.
One lurking mid.
One mid.
Spike planted.
All right, and that just tells us you got to practice your spray control, right? Like you kind of pull down, right? Let's kind of back up on this, actually, so we can get a better understanding and analyze it a little bit better. Oops, wrong setting. Okay, so we're coming in. Stage is about to get bopped. Boom, got it from the side of the head. All right, cool. We know Omen's coming. Boom. Again, our crosshair is slightly below head, right? Slightly. It's a lot better than it was over there, but again, slightly below head here. So your first shot is not going to be a headshot no matter what, unless like your aim's really, really off, right?
One.
So you shoot. First shot maybe hit him. Second shot obviously way off.
Mid one.
Spray control again, where we're not hitting shit. Okay. Our spray's gonna get there eventually because our spray goes up and slightly to the right. So when we pull down, we have to go slightly to the left. But because you're already to the left, it's eventually gonna get there. But you're gonna have to swing it back around because eventually, instead of going top right, it's eventually gonna go top and then to the left, however much, because the spray is random. We just gotta anticipate when it's gonna happen.
Mid.
Boom. You bring it over to the left, but you bring it up, right? So you like did a quick like jerk up, and that shot it to the right corner, and then this guy crouches, and you just got to bring it down, but he kills you before that, and so it looks like it didn't hit it at all. Unlucky. So again, that's just bad spray control, right? And obviously your crosshair was not on him for a majority of that time. So yeah, as we can see, like we just gotta fix. We just gotta get better in crosshair placement, better spray control, better trigger discipline, knowing when to pull the trigger and when not to.
Nice.
Okay, so thankfully they won that round, up 3-1. Very cool. So we know there's a breach towards A main. One got called cat. So like, you should never hold. There's no reason to hold this tight, right? Especially when there's a smoke here. Unless your reactions are godlike, right? You're never gonna hit a shot when your crosshair is this tight, close to the wall, right? It needs to be like maybe a little bit more out here to give you time for your reaction speed to kick in, and then you can just pull the trigger and it's on their head. And obviously, I think this is actually a little bit too high. But in this situation right here, right, because the smoke's here, they're usually not gonna come in from this close angle right here. They might come from through the smoke. So you maybe have to put it a little bit further out to to deal with this smoke, right? Because the smoke right now becomes the new angle, and so again, to accompany for your reaction time, putting your crosshair out a little bit further out, wider out, because they might just swing across. Obviously, they could just walk in, right? Sorry. And if they just walk in, yeah, your crosshair's tight enough to punish them. But if they just wide swing in, you need it to be a little bit further out. And then with the smoke here, obviously, like you're aiming at the smoke. You're never going to see anyone here because this is way too high, and they're not going to peek into the smoke like this. They're probably going to peek in, like, again, this level and swing this way. But if they do come in, okay, smoke fades.
One enemy remaining.
Last guy could be cat because we did get a cat call, but he actually goes A main. All right. So very quick and easy round by your teammates. Okay, a second thing you need to learn about putting your utility, right? Stop putting your utility in the same spots over and over again, okay? Like, once they see your utility once, right, usually you can change it up, especially like your turret. Your Molly and your alarm bot, okay, because they're invis, right, until they get within a certain range. But, like, because you have your Omen and your Sage fighting for A very hard, you probably don't need to put your alarm bot here with your Mollies. You could probably put them on cat, right? If you put them on cat, or at least towards tree area, near cat entrance, you don't have to keep peeking into cat, right? Because obviously you love putting your turret up here instead of maybe on top of this box or on top of this box or putting it on cat, right? Like if you put your alarm bot cat and put a molly there, or even put both your mollies, right? It can do a lot of damage and slow them down from splitting A. Especially when, again, like I said, you have both of your other A guys like fighting hard A, and somehow they're not abusing B. Like somehow the other team is like too stupid enough to realize, oh, Killjoy, Sage, and Omen aren't A, the 3 support characters. We should probably just go B, or go mid, because again they only have 2 guys on the other parts of the map. Oh, dude, it's like I say it, and then you do it. It's like, this isn't live. This is a YouTube video. It's like, oh my god, I love the cogs turning. Again, I would put it like right here or right there, or even once the buy phase ends, put it right here, right, to get your alarm bot a little bit deeper into cat, right? I wouldn't molly there. The reason why I wouldn't molly there is because when your alarm bot goes off, if they're already in, they can creep around your molly. Like I like putting my mollies in the center. So let me see, so like I'll put it like right here where these drains are at. So I'll put like my alarm bot here, alarm bot here. I've never seen an alarm bot there. I think that's actually stupid. But honestly, I don't know. Maybe it works. Maybe maybe I'm stupid. I think it's stupid, but maybe I'm stupid for thinking that. But like again, typical spots here, here, or here, and then I'll put my molly right here, right? Because what I'm doing with this is I'm letting my alarm bot go off, and then once my alarm bot goes off, I molly in front where he might run, because he'll probably shoot my alarm bot, right? That's fine. Whether they shoot it or it goes off and they shoot it or it just goes off, right? I put my molly here because I want to slow them from pushing in, right? If they push in, right, after the alarm bot goes off, they're going to be right in the middle of the molly, and they would have to fall back or run through it and take a shitload of damage, right? So that's usually why I put my alarm bots here or on cat, and then same thing, I could put like a molly in the middle of cat to stop them from pushing in. If you put one right here, like if you put your alarm bot here and your molly here, by the time your alarm bot goes off, they could be like right here. Your molly goes, they could push out, and you might think it's clear, but they can easily just walk in, right? And then you have your turret here, and then they could shoot the turret, and then your turret will be like the indicator that they could be here. So I can see why you do this. I just think it's better to put an alarm bot here, molly here, and then maybe a molly here, and then stop them really from getting up cat.
Alarm bot out. Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade.
Again, crosshair placement, aiming way too low. Looking at the ground, like really, if there's a guy at the ground here, if you're facing some Oompa Loompas, dude, you might fuck him up. But right now, you're against these people that are all 6 feet tall. Yeah, you're shooting fucking shins. Bombs down. That should be your key to rotate to B. The reason why we shouldn't open door here in this situation is because if there was someone lurking, for instance, right, like we don't know if all 5 is here, and they're not out on site because our Sage is pushed up, our Phoenix is like close, and our Omen's looking in, right? If there's someone lurking up cat, right, and they hear you open the door, they're gonna try to come up. Obviously you have your shit here, but like let's say you weren't Killjoy, right? Let's say you're some other character. We don't open the door here because that gives away our position. As soon as we open that door, someone's close enough to hear it. They know, okay, one guy's by the switch, and they can base off where you can go based off the timing. Like if you're running, they hear you, right? But if they don't hear you, they know you're walking, so they know there's only a certain amount of spots you can be in if you're walking, right? That is the difference in using your imagination, right, to kind of like figure out exactly where everyone's at. So again, that's just something to keep in mind. Obviously, if they come swinging up cat, we know they can't like really peek you unless they go into the molly, because you should activate it. And then just unlucky, he just bopped on you. If they come A main, then your turret might be able to see him, but you might die actually from A main.
Nice.
They have 3 ults. Okay. So this is something just to keep in mind. Or sorry, they have 5 ults, and we have 2 ults. They'll probably try to take a site with this, right? So we have to think, okay, they have Breach ulti, they have Phoenix ulti. They're probably gonna try to entry in somewhere together. Like those are like 2 good damage ultis. We need to find some, like, you should start thinking like, okay, maybe now that I say that they have these ultimates, I start positioning my stuff towards the entrances, right? Because I want to slow them down, or at least have his, like, kill Phoenix's ultimate,
Placing alarm bot.
And I feel like that's what you're doing.
Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm
I'm
grenade.
gonna smell catwalk across that because I haven't seen somebody there.
Go crazy, bro.
Go stupid. Go crazy.
B. I said. B up there, B up.
Enemy spotted.
I'm dead, help. I need assist.
Oh, that lucky bitch.
So one's up cat.
I'm gonna come over.
Swarm grenade out.
So we could know, just because you put your molly and where the turret can see, right? The turret can see in a straight line, right? Because the bricks and the walls right here are kind of blocking it. So, the vision could be really bad. Like, we know it's going to be a straight line here, and this guy could creep up along this back wall of trees, so that's something you have to be careful about. And also off the timing, he took a few shots maybe, but possibly took a few shots. He could be up towards garden area, right? So again, something you have to keep in mind. And look at that, right? I haven't watched this before, right? This is just game sense telling me that based off where your turret's at, how many shots went off, right? Where your molly was positioned, he could have easily been up tree. He could have been against this back wall right here, right? This is what game sense will tell you, and this is how I formulated that that thought, right? How did I come up with this assessment of the situation, right? Again, where your molly's positioned at, you're gonna molly off his exit, right? As soon as your turret shot, you pop your molly, right? And then you gotta think about, what does my turret see? What does my turret not see? Right? My turret does not see if they walk up along this back wall, right? And then we gotta think of, how many shots did my turret shoot, right? My turret shot like 5 rounds, right? 5 bursts. And because of that should be a good indication that he tanked like 3 or 4 of those, right? And then the 2 pop shots are usually after they lose vision. So you could think that he just walked up and he just took a shitload of damage and then walked towards garden area right here. And as we see it right now, that's what he did, right? But those are the things you have to keep in mind. Like, and this is just with the turret and your molly, right? There's a whole bunch of other things, right, with other like other parts of information where we can deduce and kind of figure out where people are at based off teammates positioning, Sova, recon dart, recon drone, right? Well, what people see on the mini map, right? That's why I tell people to always look at the mini map in order to so you can see like who's being spotted where, right? And then you can start formulating and starting to discern kind of like where the enemy is at. All right. But anyways, I just wanted to use that as an example, like a really good example of what game sense and deductive reasoning looks like in this game.
Now I'm gonna die again.
Turrets destroyed.
Here on A.
They're planning right now.
Planning Jim.
Good shot again, because like your crosshair so low that you can spray like 5 bullets and eventually one of them's gonna hit the fucking head, right? If it's like straight on. But like imagine if you aimed at head like constantly, right, or flick to head, right? Like how like quickly you would kill these people. Like I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there, right? So, okay, so now you have to start thinking about what you have, right? You have your ultimate. You should be telling your teammates, hey guys, I have my ultimate. I'm going to start playing hard to retake A because, we can retake because I got, my ulti. I know Molly lineups. I'm hoping you know Molly lineups, right? You should know Molly lineups if you're going to ever play Killjoy for the most part, right? In order to kind of tell, or in order to, once you ulti on A, you can Molly off wine and then, you just shit on them all, right? Or you force them to get detained. So usually what I would do as Killjoy on this map is put my turret, put my alarm bot on cat, put 1 molly on cat, right? Or even put my molly in A main entrance, right? And then keep 1 molly for my ultimate. So when I ulti, it's just really, really, easy for me to
Placing alarm bot.
molly them off.
Placing swarm grenade.
Well, it looks like you don't do that. Unfortunate.
Yeah, they're all.
They're off backpack. They're walking off the site.
So all 3 should be here, right? Sage, Breach, and we saw the Omen on minimap, right? So we know all 3 is here. Your Rain is on site. So what you need to do here in this situation is, oh shit, my Rain is in a bad spot. I need to go help him, right? And there's a couple ways you can do this. One is by ulting and really putting the pressure on the other team to get onto the site and plant the bomb. Another one is running through the smoke and praying to God that no one's like bowed or posted up B main, like holding for this push through, right? But the worst thing you could do is kind of just chill behind the smoke because you're scared of the smoke for some reason, right? We know all 3 are there. Your Rain is on site fighting. Like, we need to back them up. And they're usually going to be focused. Obviously, she dies too quickly, right? So now it's a 2-on-2. You have your ultimate. You should wait till bomb gets put down before you put your ultimate, right? And the reason why we do that is because they have Omen TP. Now, if the Omen asks, hey, come give me a bomb, I'll TP to A. If you ultimate too early, right before they get bomb down, then obviously it'll really be a waste of an ult.
I have an ult for retake.
Excellent. You hear the plant.
Spike planted. Initiated.
Guard, guard, guard.
One enemy remaining.
She's dead.
Nice. Excellent. So, good use of ultimate, right? Wait until you heard the bomb getting planted, and it worked out well.
Alarm bot out. Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade.
Man.
Gonna come around right now. Bro,
All market, all market, all market.
117. 17 Sage and 84 on Omen.
Okay, you could know they could go spawn, right? That was really smart. Cleared mid.
They're planning.
Planning on B though. Could still be around here. You got to be careful about this, right? There could be someone lurking up in our spawn. Could be close left, right? Could be in this close left corner. There you go. Kind of clear it, but a little late. You would have died. Let's smoke this off. It's safe to assume they're not going to be here. And a 3-on-2. Well, it was originally a 3-on-2 situation, right? Oh, mark it. Last guy broke your turret. You know he's on site. All right, you know, easy, really easy shots. But again, you're playing against some really, really bad guys. So it's really, they really don't punish you that hard for, you know, aiming poorly, right? So once you start playing against like plats or, you know, diamonds, for instance, right? They're going to have a little bit better mechanical skill than these guys here. And if you're not aiming properly, you're not going to get a lot of kills, right? If you're playing really dumb, you're not playing really efficient, you're going to get punished a lot, especially in Immortal Radiant, right? And that's where you got to want to aim to be, right? You shouldn't aim to, you know, stay in silver, stay in gold. You should be trying to go for the top. And that's what's going to take to go to the top. And then you buy an op here, and I don't know why. In all honesty, I don't think you should be opping. I think it's a waste of money as well. Like, I mean, you guys probably have enough to buy for the rest of the game without buying this op. But buying with this op, you might be a little bit poor if you guys lose this. So there's 2 more there. Whenever Reyna says multiple enemies ahead, that means 2 or more.
Oh, think of like mark.
Yo, that was your kid.
Last player standing.
Again, I would say, like, in my opinion, personally, you probably shouldn't be picking up the op. You'll get punished like that, right? For being a little bit too slow mechanically in aiming. Like, it took you like a little too long to line this up, right? In my opinion. Like, boom, posted.
Yo, that was your
This guy
kid.
peeks. Like, you see how you had to like flick over, and then you had to flick back, right? If you're a good opper, you just aim here, you just flick straight over, fire your shot, right? If you're really good, right, you hit that shot. You know, 90% of the time, it's not a very far flick. As long as it's within the scope, it should be within your flick range. But like, yeah, you over flicked and you had to flick back. That took way too long, right? From a Radiant perspective, that shot took you way too long to line up, and you overshot it in the beginning as well. And it just tells me, yeah, don't op. Last guy planted. This guy should. Oh, he dies. Unlucky. Let's see. Let me see if I can see. So your money, like, you're broke. Like, see how much? Like, you wasted $5,000 on that fucking op. Now you can't get fucking full shit for this round, right? And because you can't get full shit for this round, this game could easily become 8-4. While 8-4 is, you know, good, it's not the best. 9-3, 10-2. Those are really good score lines. 8-4, standard. You lose pistol next round or next half, 8-6, right? Oh, you lose gun round, you know, it's 8-7. You have to save, then it becomes 8-8 because they should win the anti-eco round, technically, in theory. So it's very, very easy to come from 8-4 to 8-8 really, really quick. Okay, so like, you notice how when you put this alarm bot here, there's a gap right here, like on that circle. That means they can walk through this, right, and get around. Okay, so that is something to keep in mind when you're doing it. So if you're gonna put it far back like this, put it in the middle so they can't creep in through the sides, right? Like, we can let them have this, but as long as we put our alarm bot in the middle, they can't get in. But if you put it right here, one, they can creep in this way, and then they can creep along the back wall behind you and come around that way. So this is what you should be doing every time, but putting your alarm bot here. That way, as soon as your alarm bot gets shot at or, you know, goes off, you can activate the molly. So it looks like you know the concepts, right? You just don't know when to apply them. Or how to, like, you know, make them very efficient.
They're mid, help.
Reyna cat.
Zero and A main.
I don't. There's no reason for you to be looking here, like towards spawn. You should be focused on A main and cat, because you saw one cat and your teammate just called a lot A main. Like, there's no reason for you to be looking mid because your Reyna's pushed up mid and your Phoenix is coming through spawn. Like, again, you're just wasting time, like walking here for some reason when you should be running towards heaven ASAP.
Found them. Swarm grenade out.
Last player
One
standing.
Boom, then 8-3 maybe. Yep, becomes 8-3. Now you guys are fucking broke.
Placing sentry.
And just like that, we're gonna probably get 8-4 here because you guys don't have the best guns in the world, and they're gonna have good rifles.
Bot coming. Recalling my bot.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, nice. They somehow the other team actually threw this. That's crazy.
Turn out. Swarm grenade out.
Hey, main. Alright, so if you're gonna play this, like, let your turret peek it, be on the right side of your turret, right? Because we know this guy's right side A main. That's where your turret was shooting, at least for the most part. And we want our turret to see first. Like, we want him to see our turret first, right? So you should be on the right side of it, because if he's coming from that side, obviously, he'll see whatever on our left sooner. And so you should just be peeking down, letting your turret get first contact, and then just swinging off of it.
Spike planted.
Bro, I literally TP all the way to A, and then
Okay, let's skip through this. Okay, it's 9-3. Okay, so this is, you know, this is a matchmaking game, right? And I'm just gonna give you my general thoughts on what I think you should be doing, what your goal should be on attacker side, right? As Killjoy, in my opinion, your main goal should be trying to get orbs as much as possible in order to get your ultimate really quickly, because you can ulti B really consistently, and they don't have anything that can really break it unless obviously they shoot it. So I think that is one of the biggest things you could probably do, is just keep getting your orb as soon as possible. A orb's also the easiest orb to get, right? But you know, B orb is also good too, and because it looks like you guys are going to B.
Omen.
3-on-3.
Reyna.
I would have got the ghost if possible, but 2-on-2, it's not the end of the world. Your teammates can win this, but I doubt they do. People that play scared die scared.
that was a lucky shot up in the side.
Yeah.
And like I said, your goal, just trying to get your ulti up as soon as possible on attack side. If you ever watch me stream, like in the future, whenever I play Killjoy, I literally have my ult up every like 3 rounds. If I have like a really good gun round too, I can get up at literally every 2 rounds, right? So imagine if you get orb last round, right? You get 3, you got an orb right now, that's 4. If you die right here, that's 5. Then you only need 2 orbs for the next round, right? On your gun round in order to get your ultimate off, which could really be the difference between you guys winning a round and losing a round, because you get that ulti.
Reyna heaven.
Like, you're out in the open, like trying to shoot at an eye that you cannot see. Like when you guys are out 4v3, either get on the site and get closer to your teammate and play your range because you have a classic. Like, you playing all the way back here, you're just asking to die against any other gun, right? You have no shields, you have a shit gun, like from range, right? You have a shit gun for range. So like, you playing all the way back here, like again in the middle of the open as well, like you're just asking to die. Like, well, there's a smoke here, it's a shit fucking smoke, and they can obviously pick us from heaven like they did, or pick us from dice possibly if she gets down there. You're just, again, like, just asking to die. Just set up your shit, like post up, and then take it from there.
Yeah, plant.
Last player standing.
78 South Phoenix.
If only that Omen knew how to aim. Unlucky.
Is everyone's text
But then again,
working?
like, you gotta remember, like, the people that, like, the shit that you see on your team is literally the same thing that you're gonna see on the other team, right? So the way that, like, as long as you have good aim, you can literally get out of silver bracket, right?
Double check,
Again?
please.
Obviously, we shouldn't just rely on aim the entire way. We kind of want to be smart players. But it's just something to keep in mind that you could probably abuse a lot of their shit aim as long as you like work on your aim for the most part. You definitely want to start developing brain as well, because obviously, like, if you just be an idiot the entire time, like, you're gonna get punished by smarter players. And that's why I'm here. I'm a very smart player. My aim is like not the best. It's good, right? But it's not the best. So I know how to play from a more smarty, from a brainy instead of an aimy perspective. Okay, so you got a molly lineup. I like that. Where does that go?
Swarm grenade
Heaven?
out.
It's on left side.
Okay, yeah, I see why that would work. That's really good. I like that. Gets you in there.
Left side. Still left side.
Turret out. Turret destroyed.
That was really dumb.
I tried to
Um,
get across.
Yeah, you tried to get across, but your turret, like, you should wait till your turret's set up and then give it like half a second so it can try to shoot someone. And obviously they break your turret like really, really quickly. So like that should be your cue of like not jumping over and asking for a smoke. And your Phoenix and your Omen are low. So just this is gonna be like a really tough round to win. Now imagine if you had ultimate here, right? Like if you played it correctly, right? Or like played it like how I played it, right? You would have ultimate that last round on gun round. Oh guys, look, I have ultimate third round. Let's just go fucking B. You guys take the site and it just becomes like a really, really easy round.
Citizen slowly.
Okay, so your Phoenix somehow ultimates on an eco round. That's really stupid for him. Yeah, a little headshot level. It's gonna be like what, right here, like lower head. Kind of almost trying to aim for the middle. So again, slightly a little bit higher. Again, just doing that to emphasize the point.
Gotta get a pick.
Recalling my bot.
Good shit.
Hmm. 5v3. Okay, alarm bot there. Boom. Nice. Don't need a molly. You don't need a molly. Look what look. Like your Omen's right here. He should kill him, right? You can use your mollies for the post plant, because more than likely you guys should be getting post plant, as well as you should kind of be coming out here to kind of back up your teammates and not trying to like throw utility right now.
Placing swarm grenade.
I got a molly for it.
One enemy remaining.
But that is a very nice molly. I like that. I'm gonna take that from you. All right.
Healing.
There we go.
Let's go.
What's your plan here? We still have not like see like it's what 4 or 5 rounds in now. Still have not had ultimate once. It is a shame.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
Well,
By Jen.
you know where this guy's at, right? We know this guy. We killed a guy mid. There should be 2 guys A, 2 guys B, right? Because that's usually how we play. We should know there's 2 guys here. The guy was Jen. We just gotta figure out where the second guy's at.
I do not heal right now.
Killed a guy cat. Reyna's there too. There's 2 here. That means there's only 1 B. We don't need to die. Like, just tell your guys, hey, run B, run B. There's 2 here, right?
Can you
Just-
smoke it?
Like, that is a call we should be making to our teammates. We don't need to go to A.
Reyna's on site. Fuck it. Send that shit. Send that shit.
One enemy remaining.
Placing sentry.
Shoot the wall. Like, why do you not want to shoot the wall here? Like, what's your delay in shooting the wall? Your teammate's on site. You guys gotta get the bomb down, right? Like, there should be no reason for you to hesitate to shoot that wall because your teammates say, hey, let's go A still. And unlucky, I mean, fuck that guy up. Again, if you had good crosshair placement, you got 3 shots off before this guy got 1. You probably killed that guy. Almost 7 rounds, or like 6 rounds in, dude. Almost have ultimate. Can't wait.
Together.
What was it, 9-3? 5 rounds. So this is 6 rounds? Okay.
Alarm bot out.
So almost got it. Or this is the 7th round, right?
I got your back.
Just found one mid.
Bot
It's a
coming
big
back.
boys, we rotate to B.
Fuck! I'm retarded.
Eliminate.
Grab someone.
Your duty is not over.
Kind of like how you're covering cat here, right? Everyone's like through mid, like cover cat, right? Come up mid, but like, you know, you're aware of cat. That's really smart. You gotta start worrying about your spawn now. You should worry that someone could push through the smoke. The smoke is not a wall, right? Someone could be close CT, could be waiting to come in, can get ready to like bust you in the back of the head, right?
One enemy remaining.
Just because there's a smoke there doesn't mean they're not gonna push in. So that's something you have to be careful about. This round's pretty fucking over, so let's just fast forward through this.
What a nice and calm music playing while we're all.
Okay, so it looks like we have like, what is it? We're on 30. There's 32, so it's probably like we lose this round, then we probably win the next one, or lose 2 rounds and then win the last one. It's kind of what we're looking at here.
Placing sentry.
Ulting A, run away from the ult.
Can't push this, but I'm blind.
Our carrier is dead. I got this.
We're out.
I missed a headshot.
Dude, it's a 4v3. I'm gonna TP A heaven.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out. Oh. Oh.
Mid site.
2-3 out.
Oh, you guys win this right here? Oh, you guys might win it right here. Never mind.
Attackers.
Oh, easy. Okay. So, you know, this was a pretty, you know, a very lengthy VoD review, but that's because I talked about a lot of different concepts that I think you need to start learning and picking up. Because obviously you're silver, you don't have the best fundamentals, and I'm a real big fundamentals guy. And I'm just going to kind of summarize kind of like as many key points as I can do. I try to aim for 3, but we'll see how many I can think of right off the top to summarize. So first one's obviously crosshair placement and aim in general, right? Have good crosshair placement. And that's just not aiming at the head, but also, you know, aiming far enough from a corner, the angle that you're playing off of, right? Because obviously we're not all going to have super quick reaction times. We need to, recognize that and play off of that. Our reaction times could be slow, or at least not as fast, or average, I should say, right? Average reaction time. So we have to know that we shouldn't keep our crosshair on the corner, right? We should keep it exactly on the corner. We should kind of give it some space so we can react to it. Secondly, just, you know, util usage, just knowing kind of where to use util, when to use it, right? And why we're putting it there. If you're going to put all your shit on A, right? Like if you're going to be like cat, know that they can only go up one way, and that is through tree. And so if they smoke, right? Because you have your alarm bot in your door, you have your turret on the bricks, right? So like peeking down cat, you don't really have to do it. Like we want them to go into A, go into your mollies, like, because if you die, obviously you just waste all your equipment there. And then secondly, like, you know, I like how you did change it up eventually on defense. I like that a lot, right? Like you changed up your spots. Obviously it could be a little bit more optimal, right? But like it's still good that you constantly change up your shit, which is something I'm very happy about that you do. But again, like let's just optimize a little bit better. And then thirdly, I would say on the attacker side, you should be farming these orbs, man. Like these orbs on Ascent, like so easy for you guys to get that it doesn't make sense not to get it. Like your ultimate is so powerful on this map, and you know good molly liner for heaven, which can like trap them towards, you know, the side or out in the open, And if you could learn another molly for behind the double boxes on heaven, right, behind that double stack there, it would be a good, you know, like molly combination where you just both molly, like first you molly the double stack, then you throw your molly towards the heaven one that you throw right now. Like if you learn 2 of those, oh my god, that would actually be really, really sick. And you could probably get a lot of kills that way. They try to creep in, and then obviously we know that under hell is exposed, and so when we go in, we have to tell, hey guys, look, they could be right side hell. That's it, right? And then just take it from there. All right. So this is gonna conclude that VoD review. If you have any questions, let me know right here, whether it be on Reddit, YouTube, join my Discord, you know, follow my stream to receive, you know, access to really, really cool giveaways. And, you know, you can watch me be a dumbass on stream and commit a whole bunch of mistakes. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.
Pokemon, Mega Evolution, Science, Cockfighting,